back, everyone, to an amazing week of the Sakuga Builds cast. I am Daniel Lewa Builds, joined by my co-host Methuselah, and we are going to talk about a topic that Matt has been very, very excited about. But first, minifig of the week. I'll start. So last week on my birthday, my brother here, Methuselah, gave me an amazing set. Like, let me tell you, I've had so much fun with this set. The City of Lanterns, and one of the best figures, if not the best figure from that set, is Tourist MK. My goodness, he's so nice. I mean, it's kind of sad because he's like one of the only original, like, new MK figures we've gotten in a while. It's not just a copy paste, but he's fantastic. He has a little Monkey King fanny pack and everything. Sweet shades. I love it. What about you?
Wow. Well, now that we're done with the weird stuff, we can get to the good. Cersei, I had to do it for this episode, but this minifigure, she's my favorite in the show, so that's that. But without further ado, I guess we should just start with the video. Don't you love when people say that, even though the video's already started? Anyways.
Yeah, I love that.
Let's actually get into the real video now. Guys, I know this is really, really old news, guys. Lego Eternals, was it good or was it bad? That's what we want to know. I do have all the sets now. And I think this is older news, okay? This is a deep dive analysis, and we'll give our thoughts and above the whole theme. We'll give our thoughts about the intricacies now that we've seen the movie, because these sets came out a while before the movie, if I'm not mistaken. And now that we've seen the movie, we can really just deep dive into this. I am very critical about the Marvel movie Lego sets, but I might actually have some good things to say about this. Guys, did you like Eternals? Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. Daniel does not like this movie, even though it's super cool movie in my opinion. So why didn't you like the movie, Daniel?
Well, I feel like I share the opinion with a lot of people that it tries to tackle too much, and it tries to do too much, and it's not able to do anything super successfully because it takes on too much. Way too many characters, cut a couple of them, and focus the story a little bit more, and I think you would have a leaner, better movie. I understand that defeats the purpose of having this cosmic, like, big scope, really cool, like, crazy story, but I really think if you cut like at least 3 of the Eternals, and then really build some of the other ones out and their story and their history, I think you could have a lot better dynamics. You could have a more meaningful story. That's my biggest complaint. I'll leave it at that because there are other issues with it, but maybe we'll talk about it as we go.
There's no issues with this movie, first off. And no, yeah, I see what you're saying. Actually, before I watched this movie, me and my friend were going to watch it. We were just bagging on this movie completely. We're completely dumping on this movie. Like, this is so stupid. They did Jack Kirby dirty. He's rolling in his grave. This is not Eternals.
Wow.
We were literally just bagging on this movie. And then me and my friend, we go watch this movie, and we're just sitting there like,
wow.
Wow, those visuals were amazing. Airship looks awesome. The Deviants look amazing. This is actually a long movie, but I'm engaged from start to finish, unlike Dune and the Batman. Anyway, that's our thoughts on the movie. Let's actually get into the Lego sets, and we're going to do it from smallest to biggest. If that's okay with Daniel. Do I have your permission, sir?
You do. Let's do it.
The smallest set is actually called the Aerial Ambush. I'm not going to say the ranking of this. There's 4 sets in total. I'm not going to say the ranking until the end of which sets I think are the best or not. But honestly, this is the one that I got first, and this is what actually got me hooked on the sets. Because I wanted to build something. I needed my fix, so I get this at Walmart. to get the Icarus minifigure primarily because I did like Icarus a lot in the film. And then you see all these vibrant pieces in the Deviant. And once I saw Icarus and his shiny, you can't tell in the picture, but he has shiny gold metallic printing on him. He's so shiny. I was like, wait, this minifigure is actually cool because I didn't think about much of him earlier, but you could actually see the shine and the coolness of it. But this set, I did include the Deviant that I think it's based on the right-hand side here. It's from the beginning of the movie when they first come to Earth, and it's like way prehistoric Earth. Icarus fights it in the sky a lot, if I'm not mistaken. The build itself was awesome. I loved the vibrant pieces on the Deviant. I don't know.
It is really appealing, and maybe I'll just go out and say it now. I think the Eternals sets are better than the Eternals movie, and that's totally backwards for most Marvel sets and movies, in my opinion, because they're typically going off of concept art when they're making. Yeah, okay, I see you, but they're typically going off concept art to come up with these sets and figures. But when these were shown, I was blown away. Like, wow, the color combinations are so bold and so daring. Something we've really never seen before like this. And it did kind of give Bionicle vibes because Bionicle went in some fun color directions sometimes, and just the build and everything are. It's something that you could have a lot of fun with, and you get so much in this package for $10. A great villain, deviant build, and the two figures, including one exclusive figure. It's an awesome $10 starter pack to get you hooked, and it worked.
Definitely. Whoever designed these, I want maybe Daniel can research who designed it if we know or not during this podcast because I forgot to research it. But whoever designed these Eternal sets used some creative piece usage. Not like crazy. Like sometimes modular buildings have like some crazy piece usage, like the Minecraft wolf head is part of the roof or something. But they did use creative piece usage to make things seem more refined, and it's this very certain style to the deviants in this. So, and yeah, it does have Sprite. It was my least favorite Eternal. I think she should have had medium legs. I don't know why. She is just a kid in the show, but this just looks derpy with these baby feet. That's all I got to say about this set. If I got to rank it out of 10, I don't know. Maybe like 8 or 9 out of 10. It's just dope. And it actually, so we're starting to see that it actually looks like accurate to the deviants from the movie, as we could see. And they did this based on promo artwork, which is the impressive part. So I'm going to go on to the next biggest set. This is the Deviant Ambush. It's like a $30 set for 200 pieces. Yeah, they scammed you. The thing is here is that this set was just so dope. It's this 6-legged bull, which apparently it does have a name on the Marvel Wiki, Enkidu. But it's when they're in Babylon, the Eternals are in Babylon, and they're fighting this bull. Gilgamesh is the one who defeats it with the slap down. But they did the 6-legged bull in Lego form. He does have 6 legs, and the engineering of the legs was really interesting. It's not like any Lego animal I've seen. It's like kind of brick-built legs, and it's not extremely posable, but it's just beautiful colors, and the only set with Gilgamesh here. So I gotta say this one is beautiful, and in retrospect, it's so cool that it's this deviant from the movie.
Yeah, it's a real standout, and the fact that it is only $25 with 2 exclusive figures and a great build. As much as I love Monkey Kid, you cannot find sets like this under $35. Like, that's the lowest you're really going to get for anything besides a figure pack at the Lego store. And so the fact that there is not only one, but 2 awesome builds with exclusive figures under $30 is great. And I think that makes this even greater because more people can get these sets, and all the cool colors and part usage that's used and all the figures. This is also really
Which is
awesome.
dope. I don't want to correct you, but the only exclusive one is Gilgamesh. Actually, Makari and Athena both
Oh,
come in other ones. But well, it is.
still,
Which I don't understand how they did this is these three, Gilgamesh, Makari, and Athena, are fighters, quote unquote. They're all fighting the Deviants, and Gilgamesh fought this Deviant specifically. I don't know how they knew that based on the promo art, but the three minifigs in this set fit this set so well that it's surprising. It's surprisingly well fitted choice.
even the box art is like the Babylon that you see in the movie. So clearly, yeah, it's really well fit.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see how some of these might be boring to some people, especially if you didn't like the movie. But just with the accuracy of the movie so far is kind of crazy. So I just never seen this quality in Lego Marvel movie sets. It's usually, you know. Anyways, the three out of four is actually Arisham's Shadow in Arisham's Shadow, which is crazy. A Lego Eternal, a Lego Celestial. That's so cool. And the fact this movie had Celestials in it is so cool. So I'll go on my rant. Now let Dano have his turn. This is the only set with Kingo and Ajax, so that's a plus. Arisham himself, he actually looks better in person when I built him, I think, than he does on the box art. But they did a pretty good job with him. It's 493 pieces. It was like a huge piece pool for like a UCS Celestial, but it does have a lot of play value to put the Eternals in the hands of it. He does glow in the center. His head looks really good. So I think it definitely gets the point across. Doesn't really like exactly like, because he does look a little thin in this brick built form. But this bird actually looks like the bird, a different bird that Icarus fights. I believe it's when they're ambushed wherever Druid lives. He's up in the air fighting this bird, and just look how accurate this bird is. Even those two little claws it has on the bottom, he has those two Wolverine claws on the bottom of the Lego build. So they just nailed it with that Deviant side build. So I'm a pretty big fan of this one as well.
They're definitely making everything count when it comes to the figures, to the main build, to the side build. Like, it's all very faithful to the movie, and you can immediately tell what this is by looking at it. Honestly, Arisham was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie, and so that makes this even cooler. When we saw these pictures in January of last year of all the sets, I was like, "Is this Bionicle Gen 3? Like, did I miss something?" But no, it's just a creative take on using kind of the Exoforce mech build style to make something totally different and unique. And while the scale is way off, it does provide a good play experience as well as a good display. Looks good on display. Do you still have it on display behind you, or is it in your other case?
I have it in my glass case here. It is cool. Okay. One thing to say about this set is it's one of the only sets out of the four that's not really Eternal specific, because this is like Marvel Universe specific. So I just think it's cool to have Arishem behind all my Marvel minifigures, because he's just a cosmic Marvel being. Whereas the Deviants are more like Eternals movie specific, So I think that's a really cool thing. But I'm a pretty big fan of this. And we'll go to the last but not least, the most expensive set. The Rise of Domo, everyone knows it. 1,040 pieces for $90. Pretty good price, to be honest. It does only set that comes with Phastos and Druid. And it comes with the antagonist Crow. It's not really antagonist, he's a character in the movie. So this is actually the Eternal spaceship that they come to Earth on. And if you want my opinion, putting the last pieces on this was so satisfying, and it came together to this triangle that was so just... I loved it so much. It was so satisfying and beautiful. All these play features, It's also kind of displayable, and I don't know. I just love it. I'm gonna go grab it if you want to talk about.
So you want to know who designed this? Um, this set was designed by the same designer as the Daily Bugle, as well as a lot of our childhood favorites. So it's by Mark Stafford, and he also did stuff like the Crystal Sweeper, the Galactic Enforcer from Space Police, all sorts of things
My
from Chima,
childhood.
and yeah, and so a lot of Nexonites stuff. So he's like really into these kind of action theme sets, and so I think that's probably a reason why this set has a lot of great action and play features, and as well as being an amazing build, kind of like how the Daily Bugle is. He said that so he's this is the only set that I could find a designer for on Brickset, and he posted what he said about it. He said that he got concept art, and he saw this that it was a triangle. He's like, "Oh, I want to build a triangle. That's interesting." And he said that he hadn't seen the movie yet because it wasn't out yet, but he hoped that the color would at least match the movie, and it does. I mean, maybe it's a little lighter, but generally, like this is pretty spot on. Like even the interior details, the little Erisham statue and everything is. I mean, there's so many cool details like that you know that made it from set to screen really well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he designed or had input on the other sets as well, based on how the deviants were made in this set. But yeah, based on promo art, I don't know how they did all this. There's the mini Erisham statue holding the Eternal in its hand, just like in the movie, and they actually have like the little place where Makari has all her goodies that she's collected over the years, and the pilot room. I don't know. It's just so satisfying how it all comes to one. It all closes up and comes to one. And so I'm a big fan. But talk about the deviants in it. The deviants actually took up a big part of this build. I really think this cat-ish one is based off this cat I put in the top right corner from when they were ambushed in Druig's village or whatnot. And Crow, of course. I'm not the biggest fan of the Crow build. He did get an exclusive head mold. His hand is really cool. Has a bunch of tendrils coming out. They put a bunch of tendrils all over this guy. But I kind of think he could be a minifig. And I know he's taller than a minifig, but that's my opinion. Other than that, though, the ship obviously in the movie is thinner than how this looks, but it's a lot wider. So they definitely had to make it taller to do the complete triangle and fit minifig height minifigs in there. So, big fan. Going on to
awesome.
the ranking of what sets I think are the best. From left to right, my number one favorite is The Rise of Domo. Just because it was freaking awesome. Number 2 is the Deviant Ambush. I think it was perfect synergy of the right minifigs. The build was amazing. Fantastic. And then I put in Enochs Shadow just because he's not like exactly perfect, but awesome. And I had to put the smallest one last because it does have Sprite, who I think is the most underwhelming minifigure. But the thing is all of these are really good. So just because I ranked this one last does not mean it's bad, because I actually am a big fan of that. Would you change your order up, Daniel, or no?
No, this is pretty spot on. Maybe I would put Erisham last and put the Deviant Ambush up one, just because you get a lot for your money there. But generally, these are all four of these are so on point, and I'm just hoping that it's indicative of like trends moving forward in the Marvel superheroes team, that they're able to maybe work more closely with Marvel Studios to get better art so they can make sets that are more accurate. We're already seeing that with the Goat Boat and some of the
Yeah.
Thor Love and Thunder builds, that they're really stepping up from remember the Endgame stuff? Wow, like
Yeah.
Shang-Chi stuff was, okay, but like this is kind of pinnacle almost in my view of what Lego Marvel superheroes can be, and it's for this like kind of one-off seeming movie, and so it's really interesting they put so much effort and care in. But I'm happy to see it, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's a good thing because even the Doctor Strange 2 set, the Garganto Showdown, I think it was a really good set. Didn't include too much, but yeah, maybe this movie was a lot less secretive. Like unlike Spider-Man No Way Home sets, I think were kind of average. That's like a secretive movie. Same with Avengers Endgame was secretive, so they had limited what to work with. But uh, I did rank all the minifigures as well. Now,
Okay.
this is kind of hard because they all are very similarly good, but they all have chest and leg printing except for Sprite. So that puts Sprite at number 10. She has no leg printing. Not a fan of. I wish maybe she had medium legs so she wouldn't look full derpy, but maybe this is most accurate. Next, I had to put Gilgamesh at number 9. Um,
Wow.
he's actually one of my favorites from the show. He's one of my favorite Eternals, but his arms are definitely not this green at all. He's definitely not this bright green. Unfortunately, it doesn't go on his whole sleeve. He kind of just has a green top of his shoulders, and the rest is brown or whatnot. It does look a little bit better when you add those big fist accessories on, because then it kind of looks like just his shoulders are green. But I don't think he's this bright green, unfortunately. For number 8, I really put Druig. Well, Druig is he has the printing, but it's just kind of this regular face, regular hair. It didn't stand out too much. But this like 8 on up is very similarly tiered. Because for 7, I have Cersei, just because she there's not too much special about her, even though she's one of my favorites. Just this pretty bright green with the green arms. 6, I have Fastos. He does look pretty good. He has actually his shirt is purple, but his pants are blue molded, but the printing goes through. 5, I have Thena. She looks absolutely beautiful. Her minifigures, she's beautiful in the show. Big fan. 4, Icarus is awesome. 3, Kingo is really, they nailed his facial expressions on both of his sides of his faces. His hair looks great and the purple looks great. And 2, I had to put Makari because she has this exclusive hair mold that was made for her, I think later used for Fennec Shand. But it fits her hair so perfectly, and I like the red arms accent. And number 1, I had to put Ajax just because I think hers as a whole completely, with the golden arms and everything, works as a whole. So sorry I went on a whole rant there, but that is my ranking of all the minifigures.
I'm surprised you put Cersei so low, just knowing how much you love her. I would generally agree with this list. I don't love the Athena figure nearly as much, just because the blonde on gold is really stark. It's kind of a weird combination.
Right.
And plus, I'd bring Icarus way down. It's just kind of generic looking and very blue. But yeah, Makari. Yeah, I mean, the gold is cool, but definitely like Makari, Ajax, Kingo, and Druig, I think, are the real standouts for me.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that middle reworded, but that's good that we mainly agree. Yeah,
They're cool though. Like they all look really cool with each other. I'll say that.
yeah, it's good to have like all 10 of them are, well, except for Sprite, but all 10 of them are about the similar quality. So it was difficult to rank them in a ranking. But yes, it's sad that Gilgamesh and Cersei are probably my top 2 favorite Eternals, but I'm just going just by minifigure only. So, anyways, our final thoughts as the entire wave. I will say this wave is goated. I'm very happy. That's why I want to make this video. Yeah, like Thor: Love and Thunder is getting 2 sets we know of so far, but I don't think we will have a Lego Marvel movie set that's as complete as this. Like you get the Celestial, you get the ship, these 2 Deviant. It's just, and the way they spaced out all the minifigures and the cohesion between all the sets as a whole wave is just really good. I hope we get something like it soon.
Yeah, I agree. These four represent, like, not only were the individual designers, and not only did they do a good job, but the overall theme direction was really good. And we don't know really who did that, but whoever directed this theme and kind of ensured that it all flowed together, that the deviants all matched color wise and everything, and all the figures were great. I mean, kudos to them, because it definitely sets a new bar for what Lego Marvel superheroes sets can be. Even the box art is good, except for the weird sprite art on the top right. Other than that, like, the box art's really cool for all of these. So kudos to this wave.
It's just satisfying to see just a complete wave like this. It represents the movie so well and the Lego so well, and that's what you like about it. So overall, I would say gouted. And I'm just a sucker for this movie, guys. As far as upcoming movies, I don't know if they're going to make Doctor Strange 2. Many more sets for that. Thor: Love and Thunder, I don't know if they're making any more sets for that. So I don't know when we're going to get like a wave like this. Like, this whole thing represents the whole movie. And it's like, I don't know when we'll get something like this again. It's actually weird to think about. Sadly, but yeah, shout out to the team who made this. You guys are good at your job. Now do it more.
Oh my gosh. And with that, thank you for joining us on this week's Sakuga Builds cast. We hope to see you next week as well. If you want, you can follow Sakuga Builds on Instagram, and you can follow Daniel Lewa Builds, DANIELEWA builds, on TikTok and Instagram as well, while Matt eats his giant Lego Dorito. Yummy.
This thing is so cool. Yeah, follow DanielLewa.builds, guys. Not like literally right now. Really high quality Monkey Kid content, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, that's that. Thank you for watching my rant, and we'll